Hello friends, welcome to my channel. After a long time I have just started my class due to some issues I couldn't take my further classes. So those who have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it and just hit on the bell icon. Okay. So today I will be dealing with the history part, that is from the ICSE board, the very first chapter, that is from the civics section. Okay, this is chapter 1, the Union Legislature or the Union Parliament. Okay, so we know that when we talk about the Union Parliament, so before that we will try to know what is a parliamentary form of government. Okay, so we know that in a parliamentary form of government, what happens? There is a democratic setup. Okay, and we know that our Union Parliament, uh, it is the democratic form of government. When we compare democratic form of government and the monarchical system of government, both are two different ideas. Okay, so when we talk about the monarchical form of government, we know that in a monarchical form of government, the king used to wield powers or of authority. Okay, so in simple words, we can say that the power lies in the hands of the king. Whereas in a democratic form of government, people have the right to choose their own representatives. Okay, so in this very chapter, that is the Union Legislature or the Union Parliament, we are going to learn about that is Lok Sabha, we are going to learn about Rajya Sabha. Parliament, in the parliament we have two houses, that is the Lok Sabha, the lower house, or the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of the government. Okay, so we are going to learn about the Union Parliament. Just look at the chapter. Those who are just following ICSE board, this will be very helpful for you. Okay, so in modern times, a state manifests itself through a government. We know that in the modern time, that in the time which we are dealing with, the state manifests, the state uses to run itself through a government. In every state, we have a government, okay? And the majority of the party that wins the election, that party leads the entire government, okay? So it is the government which translates the aspirations and ambitions of a state into reality. That means the needs of the states or the aspirations or the aim of a state, to make it into a real thing, it depends on the government. Okay, under a monarchy, the king used to wield powers of authority. I have already dealt with that. His command was the law. That means in a monarchical form of government, whatever the king says, that becomes the law. Okay, in simple words, we can say that the authority lies, or the king has the right to decide what he has to. His command was the law. His actions were absolute and final. That means the decisions taken by the king will be final, and his decisions were binding. That means we are bound to follow the decisions taken by the king. But in modern democratic states like India, these functions are performed by distinct wings of the government. As I have said, in a democratic setup, people have the right to decide, or people have the right to choose their own representatives, and which are more or less independent in their respective spheres. Okay, so independent, we are very independent, like we have the right to choose our own representatives through the adult franchise. Okay, let me that mention about adult franchise. Adult franchise is the term given to the ideas, or we can say that adult franchise means people who have attained the age of 18 years and above, they have the right to cast their vote. The lawmaking wing is called the legislature. So we know that the Union Parliament has three parts, or it has three respective spheres: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. We know that when we talk about legislature, it is the lawmaking body. The governing wing is called the executive. Simply, if we make law, this is not going to work. If we make law, then that law has to be worked out. That law has to be governed. So the governing wing is called the executive, and the wing that dispenses justice, that means the sphere that talks about justice, or the sphere that gives justice to the people, is called the judiciary. India, the largest democracy of the world, has the same setup. So similarly, when we talk about our own country, that is India, we are following this setup, that is the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. So federal setup. The Constitution of India has provided for a federal system of government. We'll go to the next page. Okay. In a federal system of government, all the administrative powers are divided between the central and the state government. So when we talk about federal system of government, the administrative, that means the law and order, the powers, these powers are divided between the central and the state governments by the constitution. So what is constitution? A constitution is a set of laws according to which a country is governed, and both are supreme within their respective spheres. When we talk about central government, it has also the power. When we talk about state government, it also exercises the powers. So as I have said, the respective spheres, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. There are two types of federation, that is coming together federation and holding together federation. So we'll just try to know about this coming together and holding together. In the first category, independent states come on their own to form a federation. Independent states, the states which are very much independent. Here various constituent states are strong and enjoy powers at par with the central government. For example, USA, Australia. In holding together federation, that means a large country decides to divide its power between the state and the central government. So the power which is divided between the states and the central government is the holding together federation. Here central government is more powerful vis-a-vis the states. India, Spain, Belgium are examples of holding together federation because we have this holding together federation, and here we decide the power to be divided between the states and the central. Okay. So today up to this much. In my next class, I'll be dealing with that is how our constitution has following federal features. Okay. So those who have just started with the that is history, you can just easily get to know from this video. Okay. So if you just like the video, do subscribe to my channel. That's all for today. Thank you.